Today's episode is brought to you by the folks over at SeatGeek, the best and easiest to use ticket platform out there. They take the confusion out of buying tickets using a 0 to 10 scoring system and a green is good, red is bad color rating system so you and your loved ones get the best deal possible. So whether it's going to see our beloved Redlegs at Great American Ballpark, the Bengals over at Paycor, FC Cincinnati, one of the area college teams, or pretty much anything in between, use promo code Riverfront at checkout and receive $20 off your first order. Click the link in the show notes to download the app and get started. That's Riverfront, one word, for $20 off.
What's up, guys? I'm Ryan Roberts. Welcome into another edition of the At Large Bid Bearcats podcast, brought to you as always by Riverfront U. Tonight, I'm joined by 2025 quarterback Zeb Kinsey. Zeb is a 6'4", 217-pound quarterback / linebacker that just committed to the Bearcats yesterday. Zeb, welcome into the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How's your weekend going?
It's going pretty good. I visited Cincinnati on Friday, had a great time there, and then watched them play on Saturday. And before the game, I announced my commitment. So it was a good time.
It's exciting stuff, man. I know a lot of people are excited about you committing to the Bearcats. I guess we should start with let everyone know where Toronto, Ohio is, because I think most fans had never heard of it prior to your commitment.
Yeah, so Toronto, it's a small town. It holds about 8,000-ish people. It's right along the river. You can see West Virginia from the football field. If anybody knows where Steubenville, Ohio is, it's about 5 minutes away from there. So it's a small town. If you know where Steubenville is, you know where Toronto is.
Okay, cool. So let's get to know you a little bit. Who is Zeb Kinsey? I'm sorry, do you go by Zeb or Zebulon?
I go by Zeb most of the time. Some of my teachers call me Zebulon, but yeah, I go by Zeb for the most part.
Okay, so who is Zeb on and off the field?
I'm a God-fearing kid who lives in a family of 10. I got 6 brothers and 2 sisters. My 2 older sisters go to Youngstown, and my older brother, he's coming to Cincinnati with me to play football. And my younger brothers, they all play football and baseball, like me and Zane. And yeah, my parents, my mom's a nutritionist. My dad, he's a RN at Salem Hospital. And that's my family. I love to hunt and fish in my free time. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd say if you're up there on the West Virginia border, you've got a lot of good land to hunt and fish on. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this recruiting process. You had offers from West Virginia.
He's got a family farm just down the road from us, so it's easy access.
Oh yeah, that's nice, man. Let's talk a little bit about this recruiting process. You had offers from West Virginia, Oklahoma State. You were on Penn State's campus last weekend for the game against Michigan. What has this recruiting process been like for you?
It started off pretty busy in the summer. I went out to Oklahoma State's campus, and I worked out for them at camp, and they offered me as a linebacker there. Their defensive coordinator, he's actually from our area. He coached at Gannon for a little bit, and he watched me play my freshman and sophomore year, and he thought I had a lot of potential at linebacker, so he picked me up. He liked what I did, so we went out to Stillwater and performed pretty well there. Got an offer at linebacker. And then I went on a little camping spree out west. I went to Iowa State and Wisconsin while I was out there. They didn't really show much interest. Iowa State did, but I don't think they were looking for someone that far away. They had a couple guys lined up in the Iowa area. So
yeah.
But yeah, I came back. I went to West Virginia's camp. Nobody even knew me when I went in, really. And then I just kind of balled out at camp, got the quarterback coach's attention. And, well, actually, I take that back. The linebackers coach, he came into our school before the camp, and he liked what I did at linebacker. Yeah. But I went to the camp as a quarterback, and I showed him what was up, and I got the offer from them for a quarterback. And then I went to Cincinnati, and Coach Thomas liked what I did there, and I got offered as an athlete to start off, but then he watched some of my film from the first 2 games, and he's like, "Yep, we want you as a quarterback." So that's how it was pretty much going. And then Duke was showing some interest, but I mean, I wasn't really feeling like the family relationship that I have at Cincinnati going on. So I didn't really see it there. And then Penn State, they got a hold of me late, even though they already had a couple kids that they were looking to have commit to them. So then I was kind of like, yep, Cincinnati's the place to go because I want to play quarterback in college, and I think I'm just haven't even reached my potential yet. So
you mentioned the relationship with Cincinnati. Being a 2025 kid, you're committing kind of early. What was it about the Cincinnati program that you knew from, as soon as you committed or stepped on campus that this is the place I want to play my next 4 or 5 years?
Well, basically it was just, I mean, everybody greeted me, like even the student assistants and like the whole staff, they came up to me, greeted me, said like, how's it going in that? Like Coach Satterfield, you don't see too many head coaches come up to recruit and just start talking to them. He came up to me, started talking to me, and I was like, oh, this place is legit. Like this place, they want to build a relationship. They want me as a quarterback. So that's pretty much what sold the deal there. In the crowd, so I broke my foot, and the handicap spots are right above the student section. So we got to sit in the handicap spot, and that student section was just crazy. I mean, the fans were nuts, and I just loved it. So
what's that? Obviously, Coach Satterfield, he's a former quarterback himself. What's that relationship like with him and Coach Pete Thomas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they know, like, I've only been playing quarterback for 2 years, so they know that I haven't even reached my potential, and they see where I can go with playing quarterback, and they know that if I played a full year this year, I would be like top of the game. But yeah, they know where I'm coming from. So
what is this staff told you in terms of how you fit into their system and scheme offensively?
Yeah, so Coach Thomas and Coach Satterfield, backer and a former running back, they thought I was the guy for him. I can go in there. We can do run pass options. We can do all that. So they like that.
Is there a pro player or anyone in the NFL that you try to model your game after?
Definitely Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dog in the run game. And I mean he's good at passing too, but I admire his run game.
So let's talk a little bit about you as a player. You only played 2.5 games, but in those 2.5 games, you completed 21 of 31 passes for 482 yards and 6 touchdowns, and also rushed for 205 yards on 16 carries. So obviously a dual threat, but you also play linebacker. You had 23 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, and an interception. How do you think that versatility will help you going into the next level?
Yeah, so I think it'll help me because I'm used to being in the game and like on both sides of the ball. Like defensively, I know from a like a linebacker standpoint where the quarterback's going to go with the ball. So like it'll help me as a quarterback read the linebackers in the defense better because playing linebacker, I know what the quarterback's going to do, so it'll help me like understand the defense a little bit better as quarterback.
You obviously want to play quarterback at the next level, but is there a part of you that ever thought about, hey, maybe I should just play linebacker at the next level, or were you 100% sold on I want to be a quarterback and that's what I'm doing?
I've been told a lot that I could possibly be an NFL linebacker, and I was kind of getting sold on it. I'm very polished as a quarterback, and you got 3 or 4 linebackers on a field at one time, and there's only one quarterback. But I was like, I want to be a leader. I want to be the face of a program, and I want to take whatever team I'm at to new heights. So I was like, yeah, I want to be a quarterback.
What are some of the things that you've worked on over the past, year or two to help you get to the point where you are in your development as a quarterback?
Definitely my throwing. My run game, it came along with me throughout like Little League and that, but definitely my throwing and understanding defenses a lot more. That's about it. And this year I moved up to a junior, so obviously I had to take the role of a leader. So I had to learn how to be one. So
you mentioned being injured this season. How have you kind of coped with that, and how has it helped you with how you're getting a different perspective of the game?
Yeah, so um I got hurt week 3. So week 4 and beyond, I was just on the sideline all up the whole season. And honestly, I mean, you couldn't even tell I was gone with the way they were playing and that. So, and I think that helped out a lot for them.
So heading into winter workouts, what do you have any update on or a timeline on your return from your injury? I think I saw you're still in a boot right now.
Yeah.
What are the next steps for you as far as that goes?
I get I got 6 screws in my foot and 2 brackets. So I get all that out December 8th, and then from then on I'm on crutches until probably the end of January, and then I can start my actual physical therapy. I've been doing some like slight workouts just to get the ankle mobility back and my toes working again. So yeah, the main physical therapy starts in early February, and I think I'll be back in 100% by April.
That's good to hear, man. Cincinnati's obviously making a transition to the Big 12 this year. Did that play a role in your decision at all with them going to the Big 12 and the competition getting more stiff?
Honestly, I didn't even know they were in the Big 12 until I went down there. So, I mean, when the first time I went down there, I was like, "Oh, this place is legit." And then I found out they were in the Big 12, and I was like, "Oh, wow!" So, I mean, it just helped out my decision a little bit more.
So most of the commits or recruits I talk to, they always mention the genuine relationships that this recruiting staff and coaching staff try to build. Is that something that you've picked up on as well during your visits?
Oh, definitely. The other places, like I had connections with 1 or 2 coaches. This like Cincinnati, I got connections with everybody, and they're just like family. I can talk to them just like my brothers and sisters. Like they're just awesome people.
So what's that dynamic like being one of 10 brothers and sisters?
There's never a dull moment in the household.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, if there's like 1 or 2 people, like one, 2, 3 people in the house, you're like, where the heck is everybody?
Right.
It's definitely, the household's gotten a little bit quieter since my 2 older sisters and my older brother's out. But yeah, I had to take on the role of being the oldest. So
yeah. So what are your plans, heading into winter workouts and then spring ball and then next summer, most kids heading into their senior year, they're still either taking, junior day visits or going to camps. What are your plans for next spring and summer?
My main plan is just to be ready for the Elite 11. I want to go as far as I can with that. And I don't know if you've heard of the All-American Bowl, but that's one of my goals to get there too. So I'll be working my butt off. I fell behind a little bit.
Yeah. So you're also a kid that's pretty good at baseball. Was that ever an option for you at the next level?
Yeah, it was. Ohio State and a bunch of other schools like that were reaching out and wanting me to like come to their camps and get on visits and stuff like that. But then I realized I was like, I could take this football thing somewhere.
Yeah.
And there's more fans for football and stuff like that. So I was like,
so
yeah,
we'll just yeah, we'll end with a couple fun questions, man, just to get to know you a little bit better. What's your go-to game day music before a game?
I don't even listen to music before the game.
Really?
I just listen to whatever's in the locker room. I kind of just like clear my mind and stuff like that before the game. I hardly listen to music.
Do you have any superstitions or pregame routines?
I wear the same undershirt every game. I guess that's kind of a superstition.
Yeah.
I do make sure the balls, though, I make sure they're all like, they don't got like loose dirt on them and stuff like that, I brush them down.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So what about food? What's your go-to food?
There's these nerd things. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they're like a bigger nerd, and yeah, I eat those all the time. And those nerd rope clusters, those are so good.
Yep.
I have them and Arizona teas, those green ones. Those are good.
Okay. All right. Well, Zeb, we definitely appreciate you taking some time out of your Sunday night to come on with us and talk a little Cincinnati football and what stood out about the Bearcats. I know a lot of people are excited about you joining the Bearcat family, and we wish you a speedy recovery and can't wait for you to get on campus next year.
Yeah, I'll be early enrolling, so I'll definitely get there as soon as possible.
And that's big for you, man, because you get in there, you get winter workouts in, you get into spring ball. It really helps with your development.
Yeah. I'm looking.
All right, Zeb. Well, take it. Your goal is to what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
My goal is to hit the field as early as I can, so I think that'll help it out.
So being a linebacker, I mentioned in my commitment article on you. You kind of have that competitive spirit to you and a tough-minded kid. Is that fair to say?
It sure is. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Zeb. Well, like I said, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on tonight, and we look forward to following your senior year and can't wait for you to get on campus in 2025.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely.